This podcast contains discussions about sensitive topics, including mental health, alcohol and substance use, as well as suicide. It may also include strong language. The viewpoints expressed by guests do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the hosts. Listener discretion is advised. If you or someone you know needs support, please reach out to a trusted professional or a helpline. Welcome to Twist the Throttle, the podcast where we crank open the throttle on life's toughest rides. From mental health struggles to life on two wheels. We're here to have real, raw, unscripted conversations that break the stigma and help you navigate the road ahead. So grab your helmet, hit the road with us, and remember, it's still okay to pump the brakes. Together, we're shifting gears on mental health. Here's your hosts, Ambo and the Prez.
Well, welcome back. It's been another week. With today's guest, we've got Bounce.
We've got Bounce. She's been a long-time family member of the club. She's our latest FNG to get patched in. Mother of three, wife of our former road captain, Rockhard, who's coming in next week or next couple of weeks.
Yep, that's it.
Welcome to the show, Bounce. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for
No
coming
problem.
along.
You were mentioned in our episode with Bam Bam as her confidant, which was nice to hear. And he said you
Made me cry.
Made you cry. Cheryl has that effect on some people. We start off every show with the same question. What do you ride?
I ride a Honda CBR 650.
So you're on the sports bike now.
Yep.
You were on the
I started on the Vulcan.
Yep.
Then I moved to the Indian,
Yeah.
much to some people's disgust.
Yes.
And then, I prefer the CBR.
Good girl. On a Honda. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm a Honda boy
There
too.
you are.
Yeah.
What first got you into riding? This is actually a good question for you.
I hated bikes.
You did.
I hated bikes only because my dad used to ride and he used to ride to work all the time. He used to work at Fisherman's Bend at Holden. And one early morning, some drunken idiot knocked him off his bike. And
That'll put a bad image of riding in your brain.
Did he get hurt? Was he in hospital?
No. He was okay. He was just shaken up.
Just a
Bike
close
was a
call?
bit of a mess and
Yep.
everything. And he gave up after that. He'd had enough. Yeah, then Roger went and got his motorbike license and I was like, why are you doing that? That's such a stupid thing. I guess FOMO got the better of me.
Fair enough.
You know, I'm like watching everybody else. I'm like, everyone's having fun. And I'd been on a couple of your rides in the car with the kids and everything. And I was like, that looks like fun.
Yeah, that was
and I was like, I'm going to
It was
try.
always funny for us, we'd say to Roger, like, oh, you're leading us out. Yep, Nicole's following us. And then he'd take off at God knows what speed. And you guys would just be trying to figure out where the hell we went the whole time.
So you did your license with Trish, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Jeff's wife.
Yeah, my wife, who didn't take to it as well as you did.
She
but,
did very well,
She
though.
did try.
She did very well.
Gave it a
I'm
red
very
hot crack.
proud.
With her history of car accidents and everything else, I don't blame her for not feeling comfortable on a bike. That's no problem.
But you are very comfortable on the bike. I've seen you ride. You're doing
I
very
love
well.
it.
Zoom off. It's from the lights like freaking.
The improvement from 12 months ago to now is incredible.
I think the improvement come along pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I remember the early days. You weren't a shitty rider. You took off like behind Roger. Like,
I was sort of thrown into that one with him. He's like, come on, let's go.
So you're going from hating bikes to riding bikes yourself.
Yep.
To now your daughter's riding bikes as well.
Yep.
Now the whole family's out there on bikes.
Yep.
Bit of a turnaround from that's a silly idea. What are you doing that for?
what type of riding do you like the most?
Any riding, really.
Twisties, drag racing.
No, twisties were not my favourite.
No.
We just recently did the Great Ocean Road.
I heard you did well.
And that was probably the best I've ever done twisties.
Yeah.
And I actually enjoyed it.
It's good fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love it.
Different experience on a sports bike to a cruiser.
Oh, yeah,
for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
So if money wasn't an issue, what would your dream bike be?
Don't have one. I'm not very knowledgeable with bikes.
So you're a test rider?
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
I've been on the Indian.
I'm hoping through the podcast I can get some sponsorship and get some test ride all these bikes so I can recommend bikes to all the...
Was it
I've sat on some.
Ducati Patagali or something?
yeah.
Ducati
I just want to test it, take it for a ride.
I've sat on a Ninja. I've sat on a Yamaha
R6?
Yes.
Yep.
But I don't like the seating position.
Yeah, you have to be really comfortable.
It's two sports bikes.
That's always been my thing with sports bikes. Yeah. Like the time I'm on the cruiser, like it's just, you feel too bunched up.
Yep.
Like, fair enough. They're built for speed, not cruising.
Yeah, exactly.
Differences.
I do like going fast.
Yes, you do. It seems to run in the family.
Don't be Roger.
So this show, we're trying to like shift. We call it shifting gears on mental health. With the 3 kids, you've spoken to us, and previously you had a bit of postnatal depression with the kids. How'd you navigate your way through that?
Not very well.
Not very well.
Postnatal after Josh, my second.
The phantom child, yeah.
Yeah, the one that doesn't exist. No one sees him.
Josh is a mad computer whiz, and very rarely comes out of his room.
Yeah.
I think I'd known you 6 months before I realised that was actually your son. So.
I really like Josh.
He's a good kid.
He's a good kid.
Yeah.
They're all good kids.
They're all good kids.
They're all good kids.
Yeah.
But I was having a lot of issues with family, the in-laws, that side of things, and the support wasn't there. I knew though when Josh was born, something was right. I pushed him away for the first 24 hours. Plus I'd had a cesarean, so I was stuck in the bed. I couldn't do anything. Then I felt guilty, and that's where the postnatal came in.
Do they recognise that sort of stuff at the hospital?
No.
No.
Yeah.
I ended up going to the doctors probably a few months later and sort of said, I'm crying all the time,
Yes.
can't handle everything, I need something. So I was put on medication, but I took myself off after a while and then never revisited.
So you felt better in yourself?
I thought I was fine.
Yeah.
Thought, yep, I can handle this, no worries, all good. Then Thomas came along. I was fine in that sense, but didn't realise that my postnatal had gone further. And obviously with all the family crap and everything else and being told just don't worry about it, just keep going with it. And also being at home with the kids all the time. That was my life.
Yep.
Kids and home, that's it. I had no hobby.
Full-time house.
Everyone was telling me you need to get a hobby. Well, I didn't have a hobby. I wasn't interested in anything.
Now you do. Now you have the at-home gym service for people with limited mobility. When did you get onto that?
Well, I'm actually going into my 3rd year of having this business. I actually was introduced to it by a friend of ours.
Give yourself a plug. What's it called?
It's called Gonna Get Healthy. I had a lot of mobility issues with my back. Going to the toilet was hard. So in between going to the chiropractor and doing traction and going and doing twice a week, an hour or 2 hours a week on these machines, after a couple of months, I got my mobility back.
Starting to feel good.
Yeah.
You saw the benefit of it. Help others.
And then she decided she was giving it up after 15 years and offered it to me.
Yeah, perfect. That's amazing.
It's funny how things fall in your lap like that sometimes, eh?
Yeah, but it's been really good for me.
What challenges did you face when seeking support for your mental health, besides family?
No, actually, I didn't go to family about anything. I was always about protecting my mum. Mum doesn't need to know how I am, rocking in the corner going, yep, life would be better without me. All that sort of, I've been through all that side of things. And then it's always been my kids that have come into my head going, well, who's going to look after you? Who's going to be there for you? Because, obviously I've got Josh, who was diagnosed with Asperger's and ADHD, then Thomas followed, and now Lana has followed.
Yeah.
So all 3 of them, and I didn't know what I was dealing with.
What's been the most rewarding part of having parenting neurodiverse children?
Just watching them and their milestones that they achieve. They might be little milestones, but fist pump moments.
Yep.
Josh, in the 12 months that I've known you guys pretty closely, has come out of his shell quite a lot. Thomas is on every ride with us, either on the back of your bike or Roger's, mostly Roger's, but he's one of the crew. Alana was always out there on the back of Cheryl's bike. That kid has way too much confidence on a bike.
Yeah,
love your lines, but learn to fear it a little bit, please.
She scares me when she rides.
How has biking helped you through tough times?
I love it. Whenever I can get on a bike and I'm frustrated as all hell, get on the bike and that all goes. Because I've got to all of a sudden concentrate on where I'm going, concentrate on my surroundings. I don't think about anything that's going on around me.
It makes certain things very important and other things not so important.
Yep. And then I get home and I'm a lot more calmer and chilled and can handle things better.
Beautiful. Yeah, you mentioned trouble with the in-laws. Roger's a man with a very big personality, never really short on self-esteem. How do you go being the partner of the self-professed club clown?
That's why we talk about mental health. I love him dearly. I
always make the joke, I love my wife to death, some days closer than others.
I annoy him, he annoys me. I've just learnt I shut up a lot because I can't be bothered with the arguing, because sometimes it's like arguing with a brick wall.
Definitely.
Roger's always right, I'm always wrong.
How have the challenges of dealing with your in-laws affected your mental health?
That's why I'm on antidepressants.
So you're currently medicated for depression?
Yep.
And that's going all right?
I've actually just gone up the last 14 months with Roger being away.
Yeah.
I didn't realise how bad I must have been until I went and sat down with my doctor and started talking, and she made me fill out the piece of paper thing again.
The care plan, yeah.
And I sat there and it made me stop and really think, and it made me stop and go, oh, shit.
Yeah. Do you feel that we, as a biker community, have been there to support you?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm happy when I'm around everyone.
Yeah, you do a lot for the club. I mean, your house is used as like a get-together spot a lot of the times.
Yep.
Quite regularly. I make the joke about the Ola nuts. Yeah.
I know it can be testing at times when you're actually trying to feed for everybody and keep everybody entertained and stuff. So I do appreciate it. I just want to put that out there.
Definitely. Hosting sucks. We just did the Christmas, and the stress you guys do at least once a month is incredible. Yeah, thank you for everything you've put in.
I think I'm used to that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
We've done it a lot over the years, parties and things like that. And of course, it's all on me. Roger takes over now a little bit more.
Yeah.
He helps.
Stands at the barbecue and cooks the food.
Or someone else.
Yeah.
Jiggles.
Jiggles is good at it too. Jiggles coming on shortly.
You've got another one of our club members. You've spoken to me at length about when we did get you in as an FNG, feeling like this was the first place you actually belonged, not fitting in anywhere.
Friendships were really hard growing up because I was picked on. I was bullied a lot for either my size or because I was a girl.
Yeah.
There's always something.
Those are bitches.
Oh, yeah. But I did my fair share too.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like in primary school and that. Once I got to high school, it was a bit harder. I struggled at school. I wasn't the smartest one. Always getting picked on by teachers as well. Was never the popular person.
It's amazing the impact good teachers and bad teachers can have on your mental psyche growing up.
Exactly.
I don't think many teachers actually fully appreciate
people you surround yourself with as well.
Yeah.
I've had bosses. I was ex-dairy farmer when I left home at 15, went dairy farming. The first boss I had, I almost gave up on dairy farming. But then the next boss was absolutely amazing. He did everything for me, you know, and taught me everything. Treated me like a son as far as I'm concerned.
The support, isn't it?
Yeah.
To show you matter.
Yeah, exactly.
You mean something.
So, yeah, surrounding yourself with the right people at a young age is always important, yeah.
So what inspired you to get your motorcycle license in your 40s? We kind of covered it a little bit. Roger was out there, the fear of missing out.
It was Roger, Manny and Cheryl.
Yeah.
Like everybody.
The brothers. The whole
I was always at the meetings.
Definitely.
So that was really good and everything. And I sort of felt like, you know what? I want the same.
The club was incorporated under your pergola. we started at your house.
Yep.
The official club, the incorporation started at your house.
That was funny that night.
It was a crazy night.
No, I left. I left to go with Mum to get coffees and come back, and there's how many people in my house? Oh, my God.
Good 40 of us sitting around having a good chat that night. How has joining the Rustnuts as a member rather than just a family affiliate changed your perspective of the club?
Hasn't changed.
Perspective of everything, really.
It hasn't changed my perspective on anything, really. No. It's just made me feel more
included.
Yeah, but as me.
As you, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not Roger's wife.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Me.
It's good, and it's good to look at it like that. You're not Roger's wife. You're not part of us.
And that's what
You got your own vote.
Yeah. Yep. That's why I worked really hard through my FNG this is me. I'm me.
That was the conversation. I actually pulled you aside when you first applied for the FNG role. It was like, if Roger leaves, would you still want to be doing this? And you're like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And you're one of us. Yeah. There's no doubt about it. You made it through the process. We have our process for a reason. Mm-hmm. And you shone through it. When we do the vote, every club member has to vote. 100%.
100% become a member.
On the first time I asked, well done for that.
Thank you.
You are much loved in our club.
What does finding your tribe mean to you, and how has that changed your life?
I'm actually a lot happier. I'm happy because I have something to look forward to. Yeah. There is a purpose. Not just the fact that I'm a mum and I'm a wife.
Not the mum and housewife.
And now I've got my mum living with me.
Yeah.
So I'm not looking after everybody. I've got
Nana nuts. Yeah.
So you're going to be a part of the next charity ride, I believe. You're going to have a big.
Apparently, I'm spearheading it.
Yeah, big.
Excellent.
It's a big role. It'd be exciting. So you can always lean on me or Jeff to help you along.
Yeah.
You have the whole ride committee, which is more than people that I don't even bloody know as the president. That thing sort of took off on its own after the last ride. That was amazing.
But it's good. It's good to get out there and be a part of the club.
Yep.
And
Yep.
Getting your first charity event under wraps will be a good.
Good to see that support come out and see everybody that wanted to do that.
So a bit later on, we'll have a bit more information about our next
when that
charity.
is. That should be coming up. Like now we've got a head of the committee. We can start
Well,
pushing.
now we're over Christmas and New Year's.
We can start pushing for details. What roles do groups like the Rustnuts play in helping people find their sense of belonging? Not just bike clubs, sports clubs, any type of club you think is a good idea for people to get out there and get amongst it?
Yep.
It's not just us. I think it's about finding people that share the similar interests as you and going out and socialising with them.
Yep.
You got to test the waters. It might not be for you.
Yep.
Same with us. It might not be everybody's cup of tea, but you got to go out there. If you don't get out there and
100%.
figure it out, you're never going to. I mean, life's pretty short. Yeah. You need to get out there and find some people you actually click with. Yeah.
Yep. And that's the thing. We all clicked.
Hell yeah, we did.
Right from the word go, which was good.
I'm closer to you than most of my family. What's one thing about the biker community you wish more people understood?
That we're actually decent people. Or, we're honest, hardworking. We're parents, majority of parents, family-orientated people. We're down to earth. We're not scary.
We are scary.
There's
some definite scaries, people. You've got to admit that walking into a cafe or something like that.
The looks you get.
In your vest. I remember you coming back on the first, like, oh my God, people are like getting out of my way. I was like, yeah, you look scary.
You should have seen, we went to Bunnings this morning, you should have seen people where everyone's like looking on their side, and then others just don't look at you.
Yeah. I like to say hello to people when they're like that. When they're standoffish and their eyes open up a little bit like, ooh, and you go, hi, how are you going? How's your day going?
And they're all like, oh, hello.
Not sure on what to do.
Yeah.
How can bikers or anyone else better support friends or who might be struggling with a bit of depression or mental health issues?
Reach out to them.
Yeah, if you can see somebody going through a bit of hard times, you'd reach out.
Yeah. I know not everybody likes to talk. I know there's a big focus on men because men don't.
It's not just men. I think it's important.
Women don't. Look, I don't really. I do, but then I don't talk.
Yeah.
I love talking with Cheryl. I listen. I like to be there for Cheryl and listen to her and everything because I see a lot of things that I've already been through.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I see the same patterns.
Cheryl's BAM, in case you know.
Yeah.
She's got the younger kids. So, yeah, she's going through a lot of what you've been through already.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when Daisy was having the issues, I come to you as well because you've got Alana that's a bit older than Daisy. It's really good having each other to bounce off.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And, of course, because, Jeff, you've got older girls.
Older girls, yeah.
I come to you because,
what do I do here?
I've got Alana who's 18.
Well, that's the thing. You've come to me about Alana. Alana's helped Daisy. It knocks down the chain. We've all got our experiences. Teenage girls kind of go through the same thing no matter when they're going through it.
I love my daughter had a period and you guys all rocked up with a little care package for her and I thought that's pretty sweet.
That beautiful.
Alana come and you didn't teach her how to take care of the dirty bits, but anyway. They always end up beside the toilet for some reason. I know, it's disgusting. Poor Ezzy uses the same toilet.
Yeah. Need to tell them. Need to put a bin next to
I did. We figured that out.
If you could go back in time and talk to your younger self during a hard time, what would you say?
Can't say to be positive because that's really a hard one. I'd say that it's okay. Things will work out.
Stick with it.
Yeah. Instead of getting all hot and heavy and,
Back in the day before you met Roger and all that and you said you were getting bullied at school, did you have, back then, I mean, you're the same age as me, did you have people you could talk to? You have counsellors and stuff you used at school and whatnot?
I had, I think it was year 7, I think the school organised for me to go and see a counsellor in somewhere in Footscray. But I didn't find them very helpful. And finally, even as an adult, I've been, I've gone to see counsellors and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not.
It's really hard to
interested.
click. It's really hard to click with counsellors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You've got to have something you can relate to with them about, or they've got to be from the same walk of life of you to sort of have something they can say, yeah, I understand it. Like,
Yeah.
I always like to ask, you come across somebody who was that they were having a really hard time, what would be the first thing you told them to search for help?
To call the
help.
Yeah, the helplines.
Ever had to do that yourself?
No.
Good service. I've actually reached out a few times in the past. I know Sarge has.
Yeah.
We've talked about it quite a bit.
Right. It's important for me an important thing to talk about.
What's next for you? What's your next big ride or life goal or something you've got coming up that you're excited about?
Press run.
Press run.
That's why I did the Great Ocean Road.
Another Rustnut standard ordinary answer. What is your favourite? What's your next best ride? Press run. Okay.
Yep.
For those who don't know, the Rustnuts, around my birthday every year, we have a ride down along the Great Ocean Road. We stay overnight.
Don't give up too much information.
I'm not saying when it is. Just saying around my birthday. You can find that out. I'm not telling you exactly when it is. But it's a club-only ride where we'll run amok in 24 hours and then try and ride home. It's one of the most fun weekends of the year for me. I look forward to it every year. And anyone coming up.
This will be your first time attending?
Yep. I'm looking forward to it.
It's a good opportunity to have a chat to people you wouldn't normally talk to.
Yeah.
I think we've already discussed this on previous podcasts, but it's good. You're not having to rush for a conversation. Sometimes you feel a little bit rushed.
Yeah, it does.
It's good to sit down and have one-on-one.
Yeah.
And you move around for the night. You don't end up with just one person. You get to find out a bit about everybody. Yeah, it's really
It's good.
Depends on
let your hair down.
Depends on the situation.
Unless you sit next to Dice. Love you, mate.
In-house jokes.
This is one thing I've been getting in trouble with a bit of feedback from a regular listener, my wife. So we don't give enough information about some of the stuff we talk about. So I'm trying to do that. If we do mention something that is a bit more private, we expand a little bit more.
Yeah.
Riding down the road, do you have a song or are you on comms? What's your
I'm on comms.
You're on comms?
Yep.
Music in the background or just?
No, I got music. Gives me the shits when the music decides to go really low and then you can't hear anybody.
That's because the comms turn on?
No, you're either out of range sometimes or people talking over.
Yeah.
And, you've got people singing in your ear and it's like...
Okay, sorry.
I was going to say, any co-hosts of mine in particular you're talking about?
No. Actually, talk about Roger. Roger and Bam Bam. Love you guys.
So happy I'm not in a conversation.
No, I don't have a particular one.
Yeah.
I love my dance.
Dance music?
Yep. Got to have a beat. I sit there sometimes and play with it and go, I don't like this one, till I find the right one.
Oh, good. Is there anything you'd like to talk about that we haven't covered off? Because we kind of skipped over a couple of important things like the kids and depression and stuff like that. Is there anything you want to go into more detail on or anything you
Just anybody
you would like
out
to get
there,
yeah.
Any females and even in dads out there who have got kids with special needs, it's bloody hard. I look at my kids now and I think they were never like that.
Yeah.
I had Josh who had no sense of fear. You go into the shops, he'd be standing right next to you. You go and look at a top, you turn around, he's gone.
Yeah.
And then you hear a thing announcement over the PA system explaining a missing child, blah, 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 and all this stuff. I'd be like, where did you go? I wanted to go and look at the toys, Mum.
Yeah.
I think I did that to my mum and dad a couple of times. I think just recently Dad was telling me about a story. I decided I was 3 and I was off to go and find him at work. I had my little Transformer. I think I remember our little Transformers watch on. I could talk to my little Transformers watch. And I'd gone across a main road and I was not crawling. I was walking obviously through gorse bushes along a cliff's edge, pointing towards the power station. You could see the power station chimney from where we were staying. And Dad had to come and rescue me. He ruined a leather jacket. I own my leather jacket. getting me out of the gorse.
To this day.
I still owe it. And a Beach Boys CD because I threw it at my sister like a Frisbee and it hit the light and exploded.
We've all done something, haven't we?
My daughter, when she was about the same age, 3 or 4, cracked the shits with me and her mum. And said, I'm going to live at my nanny's. And she grabbed a backpack, stuffed toy in it, put her balloon hat, like there was she'd just been to a party, had a balloon hat. She put that on and she stormed out the front door. And I thought, I'm just going to follow her and like see how far she gets before she gets nervous. She walked all the way to my mum's house, which was like 4 kilometers across two main roads. Like I was making sure traffic stopped and stuff, but she never looked back. She didn't know I was there.
Yeah.
She was just storming off down the road, like arms full.
Wow.
Yeah, I was just like, wow, she's determined little kid. Like this is
She's
gonna,
really
she's going to be a problem. Yeah. And then she moved to Manchester. We're going to get her on the show at some point as well.
Yeah,
Probably
cool. That'd be good.
We'll do a Rev Bomb episode with each of my kids as well. All good. Pretty much all we need, mate. You happy with that? Yeah.
Done well. Thank you very much for coming along.
Thanks for coming in. I know you're a bit
me.
nervous about getting in here, and thank you for sharing your story.
All right. Thanks, listeners.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for riding with us today on Twist the Throttle. If you enjoyed the ride, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your crew. Remember, no matter how tough the road gets, you're never riding alone. Stay safe, stay open, and catch you on the next ride. Keep that throttle twisted.